Kevin Stefanski wanted to draft Drew Aller as Browns decide between Shadur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Rumors: the film room was quiet, the war room even quieter. Somewhere deep in the halls of Berea, Kevin Stefanski stared at a prospect's tape one more time, fully knowing it didn't matter. The name wouldn't be called. The quarterback he wanted, hometown kid, projectable frame, clean upside, wasn't coming out. And with that, Cleveland's draft strategy shifted from plan to prayer. Cleveland is experiencing yet another quarterback carousel. Joe Flacco is 40. Kenny Pickett is trying to reboot his career after riding the bench in Philadelphia. Deshaun Watson is likely out for 2025, or at least a major portion of it, because of injury setbacks. And now, two rookies, Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, have entered the quarterback room. At this point, the Browns' depth chart feels more like a casting call than a game plan. But according to rumors, none of this would have happened had Stefanski gotten his wish. Before the chaos of draft weekend unfolded, reports suggest Stefanski had his sights set on someone else, Drew Aller, the Penn State standout who didn't declare for the draft. Despite not entering, his name was reportedly discussed at the very top of Cleveland's draft board. NFL rumors, and forums, claimed, Police Scarlight NFL rumors. The hashtag Browns likely would have drafted PSU QB Drew Aller at number 2 if he declared this year. Yes, even with a top 2 pick. The Browns were allegedly ready to make Aller the new face of the franchise if he had gone pro. Why? Because Aller checks every box. Local kid, NFL arm, raw mechanics, high ceiling. He's the kind of quarterback teams rebuild around, especially ones in QB purgatory. Dane Brugler of The Athletic even suggested Aller would have been a headliner if he'd declared. Had Aller declared, he might have been the number 2 pick to his hometown Cleveland Browns, Brugler noted. It made perfect sense to pursue a young, manageable, high-upside quarterback to eventually take over, given the chaos surrounding Watson's contract and health. It would have given the Browns a fresh start, or at least a stable plan B. Rumors within the building suggest Kevin Stefanski was one of Aller's biggest champions. Some believed he saw Aller as a long-term project worth grooming behind Watson, or perhaps leapfrogging him entirely. It could have been Stefanski's reset button, his shot at developing a young quarterback from scratch. But when Aller opted to stay at Penn State, Cleveland had to scramble. From a clean slate to quarterback chaos, the Browns' Shadur versus Dylan dilemma. Cleveland didn't walk away empty-handed, though. At number 94 overall, they drafted Dylan Gabriel, the seasoned Oklahoma gunslinger with 6 years of collegiate experience. He brings poise, leadership, and a smooth, deep ball, an ideal fill-in-the-gap player. Solid pick. Then came the surprise. After trading up from picks 166 and 192, the Browns selected Shadur Sanders at number 144. Sanders, who threw for 14,000+ yards in college, including 37 touchdowns on a 74% completion rate during his final season at Colorado, was expected to go much higher. But a series of off-field media distractions and even a bizarre prank call episode tanked his draft momentum. The Browns saw value where others hesitated. Fans initially speculated that the pick had the fingerprints of owner Jimmy Haslam, but GM Andrew Berry clarified that it was a collaborative football decision and that the front office had done their homework. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler later confirmed it was Berry who pushed to trade up for Sanders. Now, the Browns' quarterback room features a pair of rookies, an aging Flacco, a floundering Pickett, and an injured Watson. One of the rookies could be the long-term solution. Gabriel might be game-ready. Sanders could be the diamond in the rough. But it's Kevin Stefanski who may face the biggest decision of his coaching career, especially since the guy he really wanted never even entered the draft. And so, Cleveland's quarterback saga continues. Not so much a strategy, but a poker game, where the coach waited for a hand that never came and may now have to bluff his way through the season. NFL legend accuses Deion Sanders' favorite player of robbing Ashton Jeanty amid Buffs HC's public feud. The NFL offseason is never just about draft picks and contract talks. Sometimes, it serves up a drama hotter than a 4th of July barbecue. Imagine the 1990s Cowboys, Redskins rivalry, but with modern-day Twitter fingers and enough subplots to fill a Yellowstone season. This week, a storm brewed where college glory, legacy snubs, and a certain Colorado coach's magnetic spotlight collided, proving once again that football's offseason can outscore regular season Sundays. Cam Newton once danced through defenses like he owned the field, but these days, he's waltzing into debates. The 2010 Heisman winner hadn't touched the New York ceremony in 14 years, until now. Why break the streak? Family business, he had teased cryptically. Now, rewind to 2015. Christian McCaffrey shattered records like beer bottles at a tailgate, only to watch Derrick Henry hoist the Heisman. Fast forward to today, and another underdog tale is simmering. Boise State's Ashton Janney bulldozed defenses like a John Deere in a cornfield, racking up 2,497 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns. But when the confetti fell in New York, it was Colorado's two-way phenom, Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders' prized pupil, who took home the trophy. Newton isn't just tossing hot takes, he's launching Molotov cocktails. The former MVP slammed the Heisman voters, claiming they CMC'd Janney in a system rigged to spotlight others. If Ashton Janney had those same stats at the University of Georgia, it's not even close. Ashton Janney got CMC'd, Newton argued on his podcast. The difference was that Henry played for the University of Alabama, which garners more TV time. By the time Ashton Janney was done playing, most people were in their REM sleep. His proof? Hunter's stats, though stellar, paled next to Janney's, but Colorado's primetime allure under Deion Sanders gave Hunter an edge. Janney's numbers echo McCaffrey's 2015 snub, historic production buried under small school bias. Meanwhile, Hunter thrived in Sanders' media circus, a dual-threat talent mirroring Deion's own NFL legacy. Travis Hunter is polished like a quarterback, Newton said. Shedeur has always got this mean mug look on his face. Snobbish looking, you know what I'm saying. Meanwhile, Deion Sanders' impact isn't just X's and O's. It's Hollywood meets HBO Hard Knocks. His Buffaloes averaged 9.2 million viewers per game in 2024, dwarfing Boise State's 1.3 million. Hunter thrived in that glare, becoming a social media darling and an NFL scout obsession. But critics argue the Heisman's most outstanding tag got lost in the prime effect's glow. Newton's return to the Heisman stage, after a 14-year boycott, added layers. The NCAA drama barred Cecil, his father, from Cam's 2010 ceremony. I took that personally, Newton admitted. However, here he was, celebrating Hunter, a protege from his 7-on-7 program. My dad told me to go. So, I don't give a damn how big and bold. When Sekel Newton calls me, I answer, Newton laughed. And while Newton reignited the Heisman debate, Sanders faced another firestorm. Antonio Brown's viral jabs at his sons, Shedeur and Shiloh, Deion Sanders, and the spotlight effect. Brown posted a 2019 clip of Shiloh, then a high schooler struggling to cover him, captioned, Deion using me help his sorry sons. Sanders, ever the tactician, disarmed Brown with grace. Love you, man, and I appreciate you, my brother. I will never publicly or privately speak negatively on you, man, regardless of what's said. You know, I know you, and I'm holding on and praying for the AB I know, he tweeted. I ain't need no help. Lol. Love you too, life. Prime. The response was pure prime. Equal parts swagger and statesmanship. Brown's antics fizzled. Sanders' clapback trended. For a coach who's rebuilt Colorado's program on unapologetic bravado, it was a masterclass in turning noise into narrative. We built for this, Sanders said, echoing Rocky Balboa without naming him. Besides, the Heisman debate and Brown feud share a common thread: visibility versus merit. Sanders' buffs are a media juggernaut, but does that warp reality? Janney's case mirrors McCaffrey's, a small school star overshadowed by big brand buzz. However, Hunter's dual-threat prowess, 1,203 receiving yards, 8 interceptions, isn't just hype. It's a testament to Sanders' blueprint. High risk, high reward, and always headline-ready.in football. The scoreboard doesn't always reflect the grind. Janney's snub and Shedeur Sanders' slide reveal a truth as old as the forward pass. Perception often outruns reality. As Hunter told well-off media after his Heisman win, the only thing I got is trophies. But Cam Newton's critique lingers like halftime nacho breath. Should a player's school decide their legacy? Or as Twain once mused, The secret of getting ahead is getting started.